don't know if you can see this, but I've got a buck bed right there. You can see the rub at the back of it. Just a single, nothing else in the bed itself. But it's a pretty decent area. It's got these blow-down cedars behind him. That would be upwind for our typical prevailing wind. And it looks like he comes out with the wind to his back, because I've got a little line along this edge, more rubs. It didn't look very big. Track I saw is not much bigger than a doe, so maybe a 1.5-year buck, maybe 2.5. But a couple more years, he might be worth it. Okay, so here's that same buck bed. I actually found out a little bit later that this is a double buck bed. That biggest cedar tree in the middle of the screen right there. Just my side of it is a second bed that is set up, looks like, for winds out of the northwest. And I'm standing on what would be his J-hook. So I'm looking northwest, and as of right now, what I think he's doing from the trails I've got is going just to the left of all that brush. You might be able to see that dark line in the center of the screen. It's a little bit of a worn down trail. That trail continues southeast. However, I doubt you'll be able to see this, but just to the right of that down limb, there's a little trail that runs perpendicular to that line. So what he's doing is it goes through that old sumac over to back the north a little bit, and he's coming down the edge, the east edge of this little thicket of trees, grown up cedars and junipers. He's coming down this trail right here, which would be just my side of that branch, hitting this bigger trail, and then I'll take you into it. So you can see that trail right where my fingers are at. It's coming down through here, coming in, there's trail. You can actually see the rub on this branch where his toes are catching it when he goes over. And then there is his bed. I don't think you can see it, but it is very obviously perfectly matted from a buck sitting in it. So he has all that brush to his back. I'm really kind of surprised he's this close to that much open. But obviously he'd have the wind at his back, so he'd smell something coming. And I'm going to step into the bed and let you see his view downwind. So that is so thick, nothing could come from his east. About the only place he could do is southeast-ish, right about where that comes through, and over. But he's got easy view all that direction. He can see down his incoming trail, and if he really has to bust out northeast, there's just enough gap in these two blowdowns for him to make it through. So, really excited I finally found a textbook J-hook.